That's absolutely critical for any business, understanding your true profitability. I mean, knowing where your money is really coming from. Today, we're diving into a super powerful tool called margin analysis, which is all about creating one single source of truth for your bottom line. Let's see how it works. But first, just imagine this for a second. What if you could ask any question you wanted about your profit? Like, hey, what's our most profitable product line? Or who are our most valuable customers? And you get an answer instantly, an answer you can completely trust. It might sound a little too good to be true, but that's exactly what we're going to break down today. To really get why this is such a big deal, we first have to understand the problem. For most companies out there, getting a clear picture of profit isn't simple. Not at all. It's much more like trying to solve a giant, complex puzzle with all the important pieces scattered across the entire company. And knowing what's really driving your profit is everything. I mean, your sales team, your marketing department, your big picture planners, they all need to know which products, which customers, and which regions are actually making you money. Without that kind of granular detail, you're pretty much just flying blind. So, why is this profitability puzzle so darn difficult to solve? Well, the problem usually comes down to what you could call walled gardens of data. For decades, companies have basically kept two completely different sets of financial books. And the tricky part is, these books often don't even speak the same language. Let's take a closer look at what that means. Okay, so this slide breaks down that classic divide perfectly. On the one hand, you've got financial accounting. Their goal is to create the official external reports for investors, for the government, the public face of your company's finances. Then, on the other hand, you have management accounting. This is all for internal strategy, slicing and dicing the data to figure out which product or which customer is really profitable. The result? Two different versions of the truth, which leads to countless painful hours spent trying to make them match. And all of this leads to that one nagging question that probably keeps a lot of finance professionals up at night. That little voice in your head asking, are the numbers I'm using to actually run the business, are they even real? Do they match what we're telling the outside world? That's a huge source of stress and honestly, a massive waste of time. But what if we could just tear down those walls? What if we could create one single source of truth for the entire organization? This is where the story gets really interesting. We're moving from a very common, very frustrating problem to a really elegant solution. Just think about that for a second. No more separate silos. No more trying to reconcile two different worlds. Just one book, one single place where every sale, every cost, every single transaction gets recorded just once and is instantly available to everybody for any purpose. Well, this isn't a fantasy. The solution is a groundbreaking concept called the Universal Journal. It's a foundational piece of technology in systems like SAP S4HANA that just completely changes the game. It is quite literally that single book we were just imagining, the one place that finally unifies financial and management accounting data forever. So with this incredibly powerful foundation, the Universal Journal, now we can build a much, much better way to analyze profitability. And that, my friends, brings us to margin analysis. It's the new approach built from the ground up on this single source of truth. And the process itself is just beautifully simple. A transaction happens, let's say you sell a product, it gets posted one time into the Universal Journal. And here's where the magic happens. As it's being posted, the system immediately enriches it with all those crucial details we care about. Which customer bought it, what product it was, which sales region it was in, and the result? That data is ready for you to analyze instantly. No waiting around, no batch jobs, no reconciliation. It's live. This brings us to the big payoff. What does this new way of doing things actually deliver? Well, the benefits are a real game changer, and they can be summed up in 3 words: real-time, reconciled, and ready. Let's break down what that actually means for your business. The most important point is this: because everything flows from that single universal journal, your data is always consistent and it's always current. You get complete transparency. You can take any number you see on a high-level income statement and just drill all the way down to see the individual transactions, the specific product, the customer, the order that make up that number. But if there's only one thing you take away from this whole explainer, let it be this number: 100%. Because margin analysis is built on the Universal Journal, your internal profitability analysis is always 100% reconciled with your official external income statement. Always. And why does that matter so much? Because when people actually trust the data, they use the data. This absolute guaranteed reconciliation gives you a level of transparency that empowers everyone in the organization to make faster, better, and way more confident decisions. So I'll just leave you with this question to chew on. When your entire organization, from sales to finance, all the way up to the C-suite, is operating from a single trusted source of financial truth, what new possibilities open up for your business?